Okay, hey, it's MyPlumbingStuff. Um, so, just to recap, in video one, we went over the assembly of the D-frame for the My Plumbing Stuff uh, shower kit for a clawfoot tub. So everything is put together, including the diverter with the shower head and the D-frame. However, when I went into the bathroom to measure, I found that I needed to cut the D-frame because it's just too big. It's just too large. Some people are going to have a larger clawfoot tub, and in that instance, you might be okay. But if you do have to resize this, that means you're going to have to cut the pipe that goes into those pieces. So that's what I did. It's already cut, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try and show you the mistakes I made and how to avoid them. Okay, so I had to cut 13 inches, and so that's my 13-inch cut. So let me show you something real quick. I used this pipe cutter to get it done. It's really great, by the way. This right here was my first attempt. Now, it's probably pretty hard to see, but I want you to take a look at the cut. You see how the cut goes down? That's because I was using too much pressure on the cutter. Now, this is how it's supposed to look. See, it's nice and even. It doesn't go down at all. It's nice and clean. So the moral of this story is when you're using the cutter, make sure that you go nice and slow. Remember, this is going to be in your bathroom pretty much forever or until you decide to remodel. So make sure that you go nice and slow if you have to cut. So I'm going to show you really quick the right way of it. Okay, so basically I just pretend I mark this right where that blade is. All right. So what you do is you just make sure that it's sitting as far back as possible. You just twist this. All right. Not too hard, just enough. And then you simply do that. Go around a couple times. And you just go real slow. As you can see, it's making a cut. So you do that a couple times. Tighten a little bit more, just a little bit. Go a little bit more. And it's feeling really easy now. That's it. And then what you do is once that's done, see nice and even cuts. You go in here with this piece that's at the back of this thing, and you just kind of scrape out any shavings that are in there. Hope you're getting that. And then you fit it onto the rest of your D-frame. That's pretty much it. So in a few minutes, we're going to start the process of putting the plumbing in. Like I said, I was going to do that first, and then we'll put the D-frame up. Okay, so now I'm at the point where I'm going to replace the diverter. So just a little, story. Before I started, I had to put in, or wanted to put in, the water shutoffs. I think they can be seen pretty clearly in this thing. If you have one of the really old homes and it doesn't have its own shutoffs, a couple things you should note. When you turn the water off, that tub may run for a while. It may run for a good minute, minute and a half before the water subsides. Make sure that when you connect the hot side, if you have a water heater, make sure that you make the complete connection. Even if you're replacing the diverter, make the complete connection. Do not just put the shutoffs in and then test, because that hot side ran for a while, had a lot of water. So make sure that if you're going to do this, even if you're going to replace the diverter, make sure that you put the shutoffs on and then complete the connection to both sides. One thing I also noticed is even when I had everything connected, I had this side off, and water started to come out through this side. So just make sure that you put the shutoffs in and complete the connection to the diverter on both sides, and then water test. Just so that you know. So, okay, so now that I'm replacing the diverters, I don't need to shut the whole house water off now that I have the shutoffs in. And I'm going to go ahead and start this process of taking these nuts off. Okay, so I'm starting the process of removing the diverter by removing the big lug nuts that connect to the faucet. So I am starting that right now. I'm using a pipe wrench, obviously, and a vice grip on the other side to keep that other side from turning. Okay. So now they're off. Okay. So as you can see, there are two nuts that are connected. They're very, the surface was painted, so it was very tough to actually see them. But I have to remove both of those nuts. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay. Looks like the hard work paid off. Look at that. Okay. All right, so here's the new diverter with the handle. And we're going to insert. So I'm going to put these nuts on. I'm going to put these nuts on. And those will screw right on pretty easy. The same ones I had to take off, only these I think have a little bit more meat on them, which is nice. All right. I think these just need to be hand tightened. But I am gonna twist them once or twice. Just to be on the safe side, I'll twist them once and twice with the wrench just to make sure that they're in nice and tight. Not too tight though. Okay, so I got the bolts on, and I also decided to put on some plumber's tape. I wrapped it twice on each side. Depending on the plumber, they will tell you one way or the other. I just made sure that I wrapped it twice. And you take your fingers and you kind of work your way around the threaded part of the protrusion, if you will. Okay. We're going to tighten those up. We'll clean those off, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did a little cleaning. I used a metal brush to clean off the old, decades old plumber's tape that was still on there, the corrosion, and so forth. On the left side, as you can, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of blurry, but there's, this actually shows some either fusing or shaving down. So like the tape that actually is in there, it's literally fused to this part. So I guess at some point I'll probably need to buy a new set of these, but they're clean enough for the plumber's tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, all taped up. So now all we got to do is connect the sides. So if you noticed on the cutoffs, I kind of marked them hot and cold. So at least I know which ones are going where. That's the hot side, so now we just have to screw these on. I do want to say, God bless the plumbers out there who do this to put food on the table. This is not a job that I would prefer to do, and some plumbers absolutely love this work. I got to tell you that as much as I am a do-it-yourself kind of guy, this is not something that I'd like to do like every day. But not for nothing, this was actually a pretty fun project, putting the diverter on, and I learned a lot. So to all the plumbers out there, you get a nod from Mainframe SysOp. Appreciate your work. And maybe next time I will actually call one of you to do the work if I ever have to do this again. You're worth your weight in gold. Looks like we got water. No leaking off the sides. All right, diverter is in. Next, I will put in the rest of the shower head, and then we'll connect the D-frame to the wall. Gonna do that next. Okay, folks. This is the official start of the part 2 video. So I am going to jump right in. The next thing they're requesting us to do is to secure the jumbo flanges to the wall on each side of the flange with the divided screws and anchors. Use extra care to keep assembly level. Note, please confirm the installation height and the position of the brass riser before securing the jumbo flanges. So basically, this is the reason why I left this for the second video, because what I had to do is I had to fully assemble the shower head and the rod that goes into the diverter. I had to assemble all of that and then connect it so that I could get the correct height. And we'll actually see why that's important in just a few minutes. But let's just jump in. All right. So one of the things I thought of doing was, when I put the shutoffs in, I also thought maybe it would be a good idea to replace the tub adapters. And so there's this place on eBay. They're from China, I'm pretty sure, and they sell these. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is worth the money. It was about $30, a little less, to get both of these, and the connections work well. They're nice and tight, no water leaking. It's a beautiful thing, let me tell you. So yep, if you're taking the old ones off, I don't know if you can see it, but those ones I had to put together, they didn't work at all. These guys are great. So if interested, let me know, and I will link to their eBay page. They also have an Amazon page as well. So, all right, so let's start attaching that that shower rod to the wall, the D-frame to the wall. Okay, so I went ahead and started the process of putting that up. So there we go. That part's done. Fairly easy. Just a note, the screws that they provided, they were a little on the small side, so I decided that I was going to get some really nice longer screws to put in. I went with the 2-inchers, and they look nice. I also decided to get a second ceiling mount, and I did that again to make sure that everything would be nice and sturdy. Home Depot has almost the exact same ceiling mount. You really can't tell the difference unless you're really looking very, very, very closely. But yeah, it looks exactly the same from my standpoint. However, I will have to measure the distance between the ceiling and the D-frame, where that connector connects, and then I'm gonna have to cut both of these down. So like I said, I mean, if you have tall ceilings, you probably don't have to cut them as much, but I'm guessing from the looks of things, I've got maybe a little over a foot. So I'm going to go ahead and measure that, and I'm going to start to cut. Okay, focus. So the next step is thread the ceiling support rod into the ceiling support flange and measure the installation length of the ceiling support rod. Cut the ceiling support rod to the proper length. Insert the ceiling support rod into the ceiling support loop. Secure with the provided set screws. Note, ceiling support rods may be cut off as required for proper length. Cut from the smooth end. So, grab one of these. So this is how this is going to go. So you see here, you have the ring. And what you have to do is you have to fit that in. I'm not doing a very good job of showing you. To the ring. Simple as that. It's not that hard. The only hard thing is just making sure that you've got the correct length and then cutting this rod. So as you can see, I don't know, maybe you can't, I don't know. But if you take a look, this is synced down just a little bit. So we want to get that level, measure, and then we'll cut this rod. So I will get busy on doing that. There are some benefits of being tall. So that was about a foot. Should be about a foot on the other side as well. We're gonna get ready to cut that as well. I used my tube cutter. It took a little longer to cut, but I was able to get it done. All right, let's do the other side. All right, let me back this off just a wee bit. Back it off, it should sink right down, hopefully. There it goes. Yeah, there we go. And now just tighten. Make sure that's really tight. That looks fine to me. And now just tighten this guy. Looks pretty sturdy. Don't think it's going anywhere. Okay, so now I'm at the next step. Here's a little trick that I was teasing out for a little bit here. So this guy, the little cane, that's supposed to hang up here, that has to go in here. So what you have to do is you have to kind of slide that in. So this is what I'm doing. I'm sliding this in here like so. And then as you can see, it's now hanging through there, and then I have to marry these two pieces. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I got the bolt right here. Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so what I had to do is, just so that you guys know, so you saw that I had this little cane kind of thing. I then mated it here. It's pretty tight. Made sure that this is got screwed in here. As tight as I can make it. and then I attach the shower head. So that's where I'm at right now. I have not tried to push water through the system yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the shower curtain up, and then we're going to test the system all the way through. Okay. Everything looks like it's supposed to. Got the little screw in here. I might have missed that step, but there's a little screw that screws in here. Nice and tight so that this bar doesn't move. Yep, and these, I don't know if they're visible, but these just open and then you close them once you've connected the curtain. So they slide real easy, as you can see. All right, so here we go, guys. This is my first attempt. So I have not tried this yet. Okay, guys, I have not tried this yet. So you're going to see what I'm going to see, and we're going to see it all together. Does this monstrosity work? Oh, let me move that out of the way. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, well, the diverter works. That looks like it's working great. Now we're going to flip it to the shower. Here goes, guys. Well, that's a shower. Not quite a powerful one, but... Oh, didn't know there was a cover on it. All right. Whoa. Holy cow, we did it. It's a freaking shower. Well, I guess that concludes the video. And I guess I can take a quick shower real quick. This is awesome. Thank you.